The Roman Gabriel. The Roman Gabriel Show.
No question. I think that's as big a part of our success as anything is the camaraderie that exists in the locker room. Guys that care about one another, they play for one another. We've got great veteran leadership, which is why I think you see great players like Von Miller and Odell Beckham come in here. They've made key contributions, but they were welcomed with open arms, and they did a great job of being able to embrace the culture that was set here, kind of build on it, but then also the veteran leadership that's existed for a while. Stafford's done a great job, but it's about these players at the end of the day. They're the ones that make it come to life, and I think their care for one another is what's really been as big as anything to get us to this point. Well, I feel like, it's all about being surrounded by good people. You all of a sudden become a better coach when you coach players like you or the Aaron Donalds, OC. And, if there is one thing I've learned from growing up in this business with my grandfather's success with the 49ers, he was also the head coach of the Giants before he went there. It's always about surrounding yourself with people that are better than you and making sure, hey, you're a better coach when you have great players. And fortunately, we've had great coaching staffs here, people that, we positively push one another to really always be able to kind of press the standards of how we're operating schematically, how are we putting our players in the right positions, always challenging ourselves to have a why for why we're doing things. And then ultimately, giving the players some autonomy and some ownership. I think that's one of the strengths of what we've got going, OC, is there's a shared ownership. I've always seen where sometimes it's like coaches and players are separate entities. We try to be as connected with our guys as anything, and we've got the right kind of guys that see the game through the right lens, that deserve that respect and ownership, when they want to be able to speak up. And I think that's what's been good about, a lot of the things that we've done well here. And ultimately, the players are the ones that make it come to life. But those other coaches, I'm just grateful because I've learned from them. And, the reason that we've been successful is because of their presence here. Yeah, I think what you do to get over it is you look at yourself in the mirror, you take accountability, and then you keep it moving. I think as a competitor, you have to be able to handle those tough moments, and I'll never run away from the fact that I didn't do a good enough job for our team, within what I feel like, my role and responsibility is to these guys. I think you say, okay, if you had it differently, what are the things that you learn as far as the decision making, the adjustability, the ability to be totally in the moment during the game and be able to make those adjustments quicker than what we were able to do, and how you approach the 2 weeks of preparation. But whether it was a game like that or whether it was a game from a couple weeks ago, you're always trying to learn, you're always trying to evolve. And I think you want to be able to learn from previous experiences, but not allow it to inhibit your ability to be able to move forward. And so then the expectations are, all right, well, you'll be right back there. I can remember the amount of people that said after the game, oh, you guys will be back. And, I've grown up in this business long enough and have an appreciation for how difficult it is to even get yourself in the playoffs, let alone just win a game, to know that it wasn't quite that seamless. And then that next year, you go 9-7, you end up just missing the playoffs. That was a really humbling, hard year, I think, but it was a great year for growth, for appreciation for how hard it really is to do the things that our players and coaches had done for the previous couple years. You hit the reset button. The COVID year was such a different thing, but we were able to, get into the playoffs, win a playoff game, then you lose a tough one against the Packers. And then this year, there's been a lot of highs. There's been a couple lows that I think you appreciate as much as anything because of the ways that our players navigated through a really tough month in November, when we had some tough stretches and guys delivered in a big way in December and January, ended up winning the division, and then here we are.
Listen to The Roman Gabriel Show at RomanGabrielShow.com or wherever you listen to podcasts.